Today, a chef and a home cook are baking the exact same dessert, lemon meringue pie.
You're kidding me.
They've got identical ingredients, but there's a twist. The kitchen has been split completely in half. They can't see what the other is doing.
What's he blending?
One side is figuring out pastry, curd and meringue from scratch,
This was a silly idea.
while the other is using chef techniques to get the perfect balance of tart lemon and fluffy meringue. They reveal their pies to each other at the end, and we'll discover the one critical thing that you have to remember when making lemon meringue pie.
I'm so annoyed. I'm going to need a lot of help here today. I'm low on confidence this morning.
No, I mean, A, you'll be fine, but think of it like a tandem. I can't pedal for you, but I can steer.
Am I the front or back?
Good question. Should we have a look at what we're cooking?
Okay. Zingy and zesty lemon meringue pie with a nutty base.
I love lemon meringue pie. It's one of my favourites,
Ditto.
but I haven't made it for a long time. How do you feel about it?
What's the lemony bit? Oh, it's more jelly-like, isn't it? Oh no, I'm trying to work out what the pie is first.
3 elements. The lemon, the meringue, the nutty base.
Whoa.
We've got all the ingredients weighed out for us, but no recipe or method.
But we have instructions. They're just not in the right order.
You have very basic instructions. I haven't even been given that.
Oh, okay. You're kidding me. What? These are not instructions. These are just the elements of the dish. It just says, make a zesty and zingy lemon filling. Brilliant.
I've been told we've got 45 minutes, which I'll be honest is tight.
Oh!
45 minutes plus cooling time. Just stay cool, calm, collected. 3, 2, 1, off we go.
Buttery biscuit base, I think, is relatively straightforward. In that I've got all the ingredients, I need to blitz them up, add butter, pack them down.
Right, now I need to do a lovely nostalgic version of this, but with a few chefy twists maybe.
The filling is just tangy lemon and sugar. Lemon juice, mix in the sugar, add some corn flour. Because there's something about adding in the eggs later to use as a thickener, so it's going to set. And there's something about adding the butter in later to make it glossy. What's he blending?
Biscuits, nuts, pecans and walnuts in here, combined with butter. Simple, but it says a nutty base. So I'm going to do one extra chefy twist. I'm going to add browned butter. So I'm going to brown the butter in the pan. This is unsalted butter, but digestive biscuits quite salty. Could probably take a pinch more.
In my head, the filling, I have to warm up and I have to mix in all the main ingredients. So like the egg, the corn flour and the butter have to go in whilst hot, but not too hot, otherwise the egg will scramble. And I have to cool it down relatively quickly in 45 minutes. Once I've got all the lemon zest, sugar and corn flour on the heat, I can start to do my base. And let's start to dissolve that sugar.
Now this ratio of butter to biscuit is quite high. But what that will do is afford us to be able to take it out of the loose bottom tin at the end, because the butter will set and we'll be in a position we can actually lift it out. Layer 1, get that butter set.
And now I can move on to my base. Butter, start melting. I've blended all my nuts, I've melted my butter for the base, and I've chucked my nuts into the butter. I'm basically going to deep fry them in butter for a little bit to make them go all toasty and lovely, and then I'll mix in my digestives.
Now the key to a lemon meringue pie is it should be really zesty and zingy. I mean, the two words are literally on the card, zingy and zesty lemon meringue pie. So lots of zest and then the juice. By using the sieve, you just catch all the pips, just makes life a bit easier. You've now got all of that zest, all of that juice. Smelling great. A couple of different ways of making this lemon filling, but looking at the ingredients we've been given, It's a bit of a safety net in the form of corn flour. A traditional curd would just be egg yolks, and it's almost like a really citrusy custard, yolks and butter, citrus and sugar. By adding that, you're giving yourself just a little bit of extra safety net, and it's a cross between a curd and a custard. As we discussed at the start of the year, strengths and weaknesses, where do you put dessert, sweet stuff, pastry?
Baking and sweet stuffs highlights all of my issues the most, because I enter every cooking battle with a lot of confidence. And as the battle goes on, it is highlighted at the end that actually I don't know what I'm doing, or I don't follow things through right to the end. And in baking, that's the most important point, is following it right through to the end, because that's where it really matters. And it really shows when you just have a incredibly average or disgusting looking cake.
Yeah, pastry definitely needs rules to follow.
I like rules when I set them. I don't like other people's rules.
Yeah, that makes more sense. So all of the lovely citrus, zest and juice, the sugar to offset it so it is sweet but sour, then the eggs, the corn flour. I whisk to make sure the corn flour is all dissolved evenly, and then I've added in the butter, now heated slowly. What happens is eggs cook, corn flour thickens, butter melts, all around the same time. Keep it moving. You warm it up slowly, filling done.
Yeah, we got ourselves sand. Good. Now to build a sandcastle.
These are great during the winter months, literally boost of vitamin C. But that, in with the lemon, good combo. Just beginning to thicken, you saw all of the butter melt into it. Now it's starting to thicken. Because it's got corn flour in it, you want to make sure it bubbles for about a minute, but don't let it catch on the bottom. A medium to low heat. If it's too high, it will catch and it won't be smooth. Time check, Baz. You've had a third of your time.
Okay.
Have you done a third of your lemon meringue pie?
Tick. Yes. I'm not sure it's the right third, but
is it the easiest third?
Yes. Into a fridge. Base is done in the freezer to cool quick. And now, back onto my filling. Sugar, lemon, corn flour's in there. I now need to add butter and eggs, but in what order? I think butter first, eggs last minute. Yeah, let's do that. I don't want to cook my eggs too much. I don't want to make scramble. I want to cook my eggs delicately. So my head says do that last. The butter will also cool this down. So I'm going to do half the butter now to thicken it, and then eggs in.
When you think it's there, have a taste. I guess at this point you could adjust the sweetness levels, but what you're really looking for is the corn flour cooked out? Is it silky and buttery smooth? Has it got a tang of lemon, but it's also really sweet? That's pretty damn good. We'll combine the two, move on to meringue.
Okay, right, that is thickening nicely now. With the cornstarch in there, all the butter. It's gone super silky, super lemony. Now I'm trying to work out what point I need to add my eggs in. I don't remember this step. The eggs don't feel like they belong in this recipe, in this way. Which says to me, I'm doing something wrong.
Baz?
Yes?
Got about 15 minutes left. How does that make you feel?
That's to what? Finish everything?
Correct.
Not great, if I'm honest, Emmers.
Then we're going to let it cool before we slice it and taste it.
Okay. Oh, crikey, that means action stations. Never seen a chef do this. Temper eggs with sugar. Doesn't feel right, I'm just doing it. But I want to shock the eggs as they go into here. Which they still might do! Don't be shocked, don't be shocked, don't be shocked, don't be shocked. It's okay, 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 it's okay. Just relax, you're in the moment. Good, you're not scrambling, well done.
That was almost panic, I heard, Baz. And then you understood what you were doing and you corrected it, right?
No, I didn't. I don't think I was doing it wrong. I think I was just making a fuss out of what I was doing, if I'm honest. Oh, something's happened to that straight away. Interesting. I now need to get that. Is that going to set? That is so wet.
Lots of variations of meringue. French, Swiss, Italian. You can use whichever, but I think for a better mouthfeel, a longer structure over time, i.e. something that holds for longer, and something you can actually safely put in the fridge, Italian. You can do this by hand, but I'm not going to bother. You heat your sugar syrup to about 116, 18 degrees, at which point you start to whisk the egg whites. As it goes up those last few degrees, it gets to 121. At that point, pour it slowly into the egg whites and then keep whisking until this is cool. Well, warm but not hot.
This was a silly idea. Who puts a fridge so far away? Don't look at me, Ebbers. It's not a proud moment.
So this is still warm, you can see it's still steaming, but already you can see it's thickening up, especially around the edges. Now it's safe to put on top of the biscuit base, which is also chilled. Biscuit base done, lemon meringue pie with the ginger done. Remember the nutty brown butter base. Italian meringue, another couple of minutes of cooling, then it needs piping. Baz, you've only got 8 minutes left. How does that make you feel?
I'm all right, I'm okay. Now moving on to meringues. Separating eggs, egg whites straight into the bowl, egg yolks, save for later. 3 egg whites, whisk up until soft peaks, or quite actually firmer peaks, and then adding sugar bit by bit.
Into a piping bag, but just to make life easier, not necessarily for decorative purposes.
Look at that, Lebec.
I'm hearing lots of good words.
I'm not sure it's used in the right context, but...
Lebec being the consistency you're looking for choux paste, but a similar kind of thing. It basically means the beak. And you do want a stiff or soft peak. Are you stiff or soft, Baz?
We are all stiff, Ebbers.
Excellent. Perfect for piping.
I've not done that in years. I was trusting my gut and it worked. The key there is I didn't overthink it. Just did what felt right. Unlike the rest of the recipe.
My plan was to meringue and then just kind of whoosh and smoosh like a big cloud. But given it's not quite set in the 45 minutes, I'm now going bag inside bag with a nozzle.
I'm really nervous for this. I don't know how this is going to work. Does meringue float? I have to be so delicate how this goes on. Let's just lay a ribbon down. Come on. Please float, please float, please float, please float, please float, please float, please float. Ah, I've just put meringue logs.
Some colour, some meringue. I'm done. Baz, you've got about 60 seconds left.
I'm going to have to get blowtorching.
Last 20 seconds, Baz.
Don't need it, mate.
Don't need it?
Don't need it.
He's done. Well, in that case, we're going to let these set up properly before we cut into them and taste. So we continued filming another video today and we've come back to this now it has cooled and set properly to cut into the curd. This was what I came up with.
Oh! That has classic written all over it.
I mean, it's a bit Evers, isn't it?
It has to be very Evers. You gone for sides.
And hopefully,
Yep.
for buttery biscuit base, lemon curd,
Wow.
and Italian meringue.
Wow. What a cross section. Oh, okay. Gooey. It's got a snap.
Cheers.
There was a lot of butter in the base, but it's almost made a pastry-like base, isn't it?
Yeah, wet sand, brown butter, and the nuts, and you get some of the fats out of the nuts as well.
That's cool, man.
The Italian meringue makes it almost marshmallowy. A little toasting on top.
Oh,
And just the right level of zing and zest.
the sweetness of the zing is getting me right back here in my glands. Right. Emma, it's very impressive.
Well, now I've made your glands wet. I'm interested to see what you've got.
Right. Remember, you're my mentor, and this is a journey that we're going through together.
Yeah.
I admire your skills, your focus, so please just remember where I am in my journey.
Oh, no, 15 years in.
Okay? Okay.
A different meringue approach, but you've still got good toasting, and you've been very generous on the curd.
I have, and I haven't removed it from its tin as yet because I wasn't sure it was completely safe to do so. But I will. I want to. But let's keep going. Okay. So just. How is that possible? Oh. Okay. There you go. Lovely. Oops! I dropped my lemon drizzle.
Oh, Barry.
It's, you know what? It's okay if I hold these on top. These stay on top.
Stop touching it. What I can see is there is a buttery biscuit base. Oh. Meringue.
Happy with the meringue?
Toasted, soft, marshmallowy.
It's wet. It's an experience, Hebrews.
It's smooth. It's not grainy. What you haven't got is a crunchy meringue. It's not grainy, it's smooth, you've got a good torch to it.
Now, I'd recommend you just scrape the lemon meringue.
I see why you provided spoons now. The tanginess of the curd is there. I think it's the egg hasn't cooked out.
Is that what it is?
Well, I don't know.
The eggs
I listened to your method and you added eggs right at the end.
There's a base in there, that's why.
A good thick oh, and actual chunks of nuts.
Yeah.
See, my nuts were all mixed up entirely. Things to note though, and I heard you doing it and I almost regretted not doing it myself. I didn't toast the nuts off. So I browned my butter, but I didn't toast the nuts, which you did, and you can taste the difference. It's a nice idea. The curd is a disaster.
It is.
And that's based on method. The meringue is really good. I mean, the shape you chose to pipe it in, I think, was as a result of the curd, not as a result of the meringue. There's lots to take from this. There's lots you should leave behind.
Okay. Happy with the flavour. Shocked that is how it's come together.
I mean, you provided us with a thumbnail.
There you go. Thank you.
And we all learnt something. We're the last pair to do this. If you missed the other blind cook-offs, we'll put them in a playlist here. And if you think you still want a spoon of Barry's lemon meringue pie, give us a like.
I think I need a shower after that.
That'll be telling.
Yeah.